If you've been out gigging any time in the last 5 or 10 years, you've almost certainly come across the Behringer XR series of mixers. Because the XR18 being a staple of every sort of small gigging band around the country, provided because it's just got so many features, it's so cheap. But one of the features you might not have used is the guitar amp simulator. It's not going to replace your Marshall stack. It's not going to replace your Helix. But if you need an extra guitar amp on stage, maybe you've got a singer who plays guitar for 1 or 2 songs, you're a guest as a backup, or maybe you're just traveling light and haven't got time to sort of set up your sound rig. Basically, we can get a complete guitar amp for free simply by just plugging a cable straight in. The first question they ask is, how do I control it? I can program it. I can program a sound using the XR Edit software. Now we've got this nice control panel. I can set these sounds up, but that's one sound. What if I need a solo boost? What if I need a clean sound? What if I need a crunch sound? And up until now, there's been no easy way to do this. Pedals. Changing the sound. Dead easy. I'm going to show you. So how do we do this? Using the XR guitar amp, whose sole purpose is to link a set of Bluetooth pedals via your iPhone to the XR series of mixers and control the dual guitar amp. And it gives you effectively a 4-channel amp. You basically, if you've got a set of these, you can Bluetooth pedals, you can chuck them in your bag, and you've always got an extra guitar amp on stage should you need it. So how does it work? So the first thing we've got is we've got the app installed on an iPhone or an iPad or even a Mac if you need to, but iPhone's the best because we don't really need the screen. And down here I've got my XR Edit software. So the first thing we need to do is we need to tell the app how we've configured our mixer so that the app can find the guitar channel. So if we go to setup down here, we need to tell it the IP address of our device, and we can easily get this here, 192.168.0.101. It's in the title bar here. If you're running this on an iPad, you might need to go into the setup menu, and again you'll see it in the setup menu somewhere. So this tells us how to find our mixer on our network. The next thing we need to set up our guitar effect. So we've got 4 effect slots. My personal setup is I use 1 for the guitar amp, 2 and 3 for reverb and delays. And then on 4 I have the stereo combinator, which is a really funky multi-band EQ compressor, which I have on the output bus. Kind of just tightens everything up with it very easily. So we're interested in the guitar amp, so I've put this in effect. I've got this in effect unit 1, and this is the dual guitar amp. So in fact we've got if we can flip between A and B. So A and B are actually 2 completely separate amps. So I'm using amp effects unit 1, amp A. And now I just need to insert that in my channel. Now on the XR18, channels 1 and 2 are high impedance. What that means is you can just plug a guitar cable straight in there and everything will work. You can kind of do it on other channels as well, but you might get some loss of signal. Strictly speaking, maybe you should have a DI box in there somewhere. Channels 1 and 2 are specifically set up for handling guitars plugged straight into them. So I always leave channel 1 free as spare guitar, and I run my bass through channel 2. If you want, you can very easily use the channel B of the dual guitar amp as a little bit of a bass preamp, and people have had really good results with that. So down here, I've got effect 1, and I need to put it into insert mode. Why is that an insert mode? I have to put it into insert mode. Insert means that everything on a channel is going to run through it, rather than it being sent on an aux bus. So we need to click for an insert, and I want to use channel 1. So and then I hit the pink button to actually insert it onto channel 1. So effects 1, side A is inserted into channel 1. If I want to, I can insert side B into channel 2, or in fact any other channel. And that's the setup really. So now when I play guitar, it's going to come in on channel 1. It's going to go through the dual effects amp. It's going to come back out again, and then it's going to potentially get sent to the delays and choruses, which is exactly what we want. So after that, everything's pretty much done for us. Across the bottom, next to setup, we've got the 4 channels of our amplifier, and simply by selecting one of the channels, we go to the sound on that channel. So I've got 1 set up as relatively clean, 2 is quite crunchy, 3 is set as a lead, 4 is currently set up as a mute because I didn't feel I needed a 4. And if we simply attach any Bluetooth pedals that output the cursor key, so left arrow, right arrow, up arrow, down arrow, we can switch between the 4 channels. But if I want to adjust a parameter rather than adjusting it in XR, I can just drag it in the app, and we can see that the preamp's changing, or buzz is changing, or we can take the highs down, and it'll remember that as we switch channels. If we quit the app, it won't. If you want to make this permanent, we hit save. Alternatively, we hit revert, and it'll jump back to where we were. And that's it. That's really all there is to it. Once you've got this set up, all you need to do, start playing guitar, pull out your phone, turn on your pedals, and you've got a 4-channel guitar amp sat on stage ready to go. Thanks for watching.